afternoon, viewers. Welcome to another interview video. I am Emina Marachi, and this is my partner.
I'm Taiwo Joy Adegoke.
In our last interview video, we went over the basics of animal feed formulation, which is for the beginners. And in this interview video, we are going to be going over the economical aspects of the skill. We are going to be asking him a few questions concerning that. So, Mr. Emmanuel, my first question for you is this. Can you give us an overview of this skill and its earning potential?
Okay, good afternoon, viewers. Once again, I'm Mr. Emmanuel Lunia, a trainer for the skill animal feed formulation under GSE 301 for 300 level students. In the course of our interaction last time, the first contact we had, I did explain what animal feed formulation is about. So in summary, animal feed formulation is about compounding feed. Let me put it to a layman, a balanced diet for animals. And our focus is basically poultry. So in this regard, animal feed is something that is very important, because quite a number of individuals who are into poultry farming are always going for feed, of course, for their animals. So animal feed formulation, the market is already there and the earning potential is very high. So I will encourage anybody who wants to go into feed formulation to venture into the business, into the enterprise, because it's lucrative and it's not something that is beyond one's reach, because the ingredients, as it were, that are required for compounding the feed are readily available. There are things you can easily get from the market, and so long as you know how to do the right compounding or formulation, you are good to go. Of course, you are going to go through a series of trials before you get it perfect. So you will be needing a lot of experience through trainings, retrainings, and what have you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. My own question goes like this. What makes this skill a lucrative choice for someone looking to make money?
Okay, like I said earlier, it's a lucrative skill because the market is there for you already. The larger percentage of persons in Nigeria and even in other countries of the world, we consume poultry and poultry products. All right, so the farmers are all over the place. For instance, in Kwara, in Ilori to be precise, there are lots of farmers who are into poultry production. All right, either for meat or for eggs, like that. So it's a lucrative business because the market is already there. Yours is just to locate those people that will be needing the feed and ensure that you establish relationship with them. And then so long as your product, your feed is certified okay, all right, maybe over time, before you know it, you begin to make so much money because the patronage will come for you.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. So there are so many beginners watching these videos and they would like to know how much capital is enough to start this business with.
Okay, for feed formulation, we have different aspects of the feed formulation, but for poultry, you don't really need so much of money to begin with. We are talking about startup. To start up, you don't really need so much of money. With as little as 100,000 naira, you can begin the skill. Even lesser than that, you can begin. So long as the money you have can buy those raw ingredients and some of course, the premix, the amino acids, some of the ingredients that will make for the compounding of the feed. So long as you have what it takes to get all of those things, all right, you get it formulated. So you don't really need so much of money. It is when you have established the initial phase of production and you know that the quality is there, all right, and the buyers are coming for you. It is at that point you can begin to talk of scaling up the business. That is when you be now needing so much of money because you want to go into mass production. But to begin with, you don't really need so much of money to begin with.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Are there any idle or ongoing costs that people should be aware of? That people need to be aware of?
Ongoing
Costs.
okay, cost. All right. Well, not so much of it. Like I said earlier, the ingredients are easily, obtainable. They are available in the market. But one thing I will advise is most of the ingredients for the formulation, they are seasonal, right? So to cut costs or to minimize costs is always wise, and I think that is one of the things I taught my students. It's good for you to, if you are going into mass production, you are now beginning to go into formulation that you can supply the farmers in large quantities. It's good for you to target the local farmers. During the season of harvest, you buy those raw ingredients and you store them, all right? Because inflation is something that is happening not only in Nigeria, inflation is all over the world. So it's expedient that in a way of cutting costs or minimizing costs, a feed formulator understands what inflation is about. So he approaches the procurement of his ingredient by wisdom. So you buy and then you store them.
Thank you so much, sir. So I have this question. What is the average earning range for someone who is just starting out in this skill? Like what is the average earning rate that they should expect?
Okay, earning. Well, that question is somehow, but in a way, if you are beginning a business, like we always recommend that you go for knowledge first. Ensure that you are fully furnished with the knowledge and the skill on how to go about formulating the feed, because you cannot compromise quality. Do you understand? In as much as you want to make money, I understand that every business person sets out his heart upon business with the sole objective of maximizing profit, but that shouldn't be at the forefront. And I think I did say in the last interview we had that so long as you are delivering value, money will come to you. All right. But to answer your question, if you, for instance, impute 100,000 naira from my little experience so far, if you impute as little as 100,000 into feed formulation, then your profit shouldn't be less than 50,000 naira. All right. So you can double that up. Imagine you are now investing 1 million. By the time you have grown and then you have scaled up and then you are now investing 1 million naira into formulation, you could imagine the turnover effect in your profit margin. It will be huge. But to start with, don't begin with the mind bubbling of profit preoccupying you. All right, it should be quality assurance, and then of course the price should also be able to compete with the one outside there. It should be lower than the conventional ones that are being sold. That is what we endear your potential client or customers to you.
Yes, sir. How much can an experienced professional expert make within 6 months, 1 year, or 5 years?
It depends on how often you are embarking in the production. All right. If it is something that you are doing from time to time, for instance, in a week you are doing production, and of course the quantity, how massive the production is, because it will have a ripple effect on your profit margin. Do you understand? But again, I give you a rough estimation that somebody who is investing 100,000 and you are doing that every month, then you do the calculation, 50,000 times, do you get that point now? 6 months, then you expect the neighborhood of 300,000 naira. But if the capital is more, you are investing more into the production. You've got it to that point that you are now investing 1 million in a single line of production or a single batch of production, 1 million is invested. You get the point now? So you stand a chance of making millions of naira. And it is at that point that you can have a sign of relief that you have arrived. You understand? But to start with, the more you scale up, the more of profit that comes to you. So if your production is little, then you don't expect much of profit.
Okay, sir. So you're always making mention of getting training first before anything. So my question is, can a beginner start earning, or must master be gained first?
Well, the answer is yes and no. I'll begin with the no. No in the sense that a beginner, somebody who just subscribed to training, you should set your mind to having the training well established first. You understand? The money will eventually come. But a yes, in the sense that while in training, you can begin to do some marketing, maybe under your trainer. Do you understand? If your trainer is already established, he has the market, and you are just coming as a trainer. For instance, you guys come to me for training, and I'm already established. I already have the market. I have my buyers. Do you understand? And then I'm training you. Even though you are training under me, I can now begin to connect you, maybe link you up in the marketing chain. You understand? So you can be making money from that area, but you cannot be training and at the same time be making money from your own production, because in the first place, you have not really mastered the art of formulating the feed. So you should set your heart on having the skill, the mastery of the skill. And it is until then you should just set your mind on gaining all the training.
Yes, sir. What are the common mistakes that beginners make while trying to monetize this skill?
Well, to start with again, we always subscribe to knowledge and skill. All right. Many people, they are not really interested. The money is actually the first thing at the forefront. They want to start making all the money. All right. So the most common mistake is prioritizing money. Prioritizing money. Even though you have not gained the mastery of this formulation, you want to just go into it to make money, not knowing that you're going to get feedbacks from your clients or your buyers on the quality of the feed. Because as the animals are eating the feed, all right, it's supposed to perform the function it should perform. So if you are now getting a negative feedback, eventually it will affect your business. So prioritizing money is a major mistake for beginners. Do not prioritize money. Prioritize skill and knowledge. When you have gained all of that, by the time you are fully trained and you have gained independence, then you can go into the business, and then with your full chest, you can now make money.
Thank you so much, sir. So I have this question. How can someone differentiate themselves in this field?
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you can differentiate yourself by not compromising your quality. All right? Your quality. If you are the quality that has a global recognition, for instance, poultry feed formulation, for instance, is not only done in Nigeria. You understand? Yes. And it will even shock you that most of the conventional feeds we have in the market are imported into the country. Many are not even produced here. So you can carve a niche for yourself by having a mastery of feed formulation. And then a point will come that by reason of the quality that is communicated or introduced into your feed formulation, all right, you get feedbacks from your buyers. All right, definitely you will stand out by the quality of your feed. And another area of standing out is ensuring that your own feed is lower in price relative to the conventional ones. So if they are selling a bag of feed, let's say growers mass, for instance, for 25,000 naira, in the market and yours is 20,000 naira. And even though your price is lower, it's still having the best of quality. See, the farmers will dump the conventional feed and they'll be running after it. Before you know it, you will need to hire a lot of labor and then scale up to a level that nationwide you are on top. You can even get to a level that you begin to export to other countries. All right, so there are so many areas of standing out, but quality is key, and also a lower cost is also key.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for that. So the last question is this: do you have any tips for maximizing profits while minimizing expenses?
Okay, there are. Normally, every business person has the goal of minimizing costs and maximizing profit, because the two are interconnected. If profit must be maximized, it means cost must be minimized. And I began by telling you one of the ways of minimizing costs is by ensuring that you have the good skill. You ensure you have mastery of the skill. 2, the best of knowledge, have it. And again, when you go into formulation, by the time you begin your formulation, ensure that you do not compromise quality. You understand? Because I keep telling people, if you compromise quality, the buyers will not come. And if the buyers do not come, how will you maximize profit? So many people, in a way of cutting down the cost, they compromise the quality. So if you compromise the quality, eventually you will be out of the profit. Do you understand? Then another way of cutting cost, a major way of cutting cost, is have contact with farmers who produce these raw ingredients that you need for your formulation. All right? Grow to a level that you can establish contact with the farmers who are into the production. So, grow to a level that you establish contact with the local farmers who are into the production of your raw ingredients. Do you understand? The maize, the soybean, the wheat, all of those raw materials that you need. Because especially by the time you have scaled up, you are now into mass production. And you can cut costs by buying these raw ingredients in bulk and storing them in the season of harvest. You understand? Such that the rising inflation that we are experiencing, all right, it wouldn't affect you so much again. Why? Because you have cut down your cost. All right? And if your cost is cut down, then you are bound to maximize profit. Because eventually, if you invest 100,000 naira, for instance, if your profit is normally is supposed to be 50,000 naira, and you have not cut down the cost, right, you end up making less than that. But if you cut down the cost, then you are bound to make more of profit, and that will have a ripple effect if you are into mass production.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time. I know that we have learned a lot. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. It's a good time with you all.
Yes,
Thank you.